Come on, everybody, let's start the show. A quick ahoy hoy and away we'll go. Richard's got a minifig and Flynn's got a pin. The gang's all here and it's time to begin. Tricky Bricks roll call. Moto, Holly, Kara, and sometimes Blair, Clicky, Logan, Ms. Thing and Angela, and Thunderman Ho! Now you're here to grab your bricks and let's go to the Tricky Bricks Build and Check Show!
Ahoy, hoy, friends.
Ahoy, hoy, friends. How's it going? Happy Sunday. It's been a little bit. It's been 2 weeks.
Has been.
Oh, my goodness. Wilfred is here. Bonsoir, Wilfred. How's everybody doing today? We are just finishing up a build here. There's been so many things to build. Many things.
Last weekend, we went to the wilderness of an...
We did go to the wilderness.
Easy campground.
It was fun. It wasn't easy.
It wasn't. No, it's true. We were trying out some of our camping gear.
Because if you don't sleep on a rock, according to Richard, you're not actually camping.
Not me. We did have lighting though, and we're super happy to be back. And it makes me feel like I want to make, some landscape vignettes of the stuff we saw.
Oh yes. Oh, Zach. Hey, Zach, you're at Brick Rodeo. Say hi to all the Brick Rodeo folks for us, please. We would love to say hello.
We had a great time at Brick Rodeo last year.
We did.
But you got to stay inside because it was like 100
million degrees at
in
night.
The shade.
In the shade. Totally true. It's true, Fabufan. It was the Builderness because I actually built one of the models that we're going to look at today in the woods.
Balanced on top of a cooler?
See, it wasn't that fancy. All right. Anywho, let's say hello to our delightful panel today. From across the bay, it is Minifigchick.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm okay. How are you guys doing?
Good. We're good.
Seems like just yesterday we saw you at the Tricky Lug meeting.
It was.
It was yesterday.
Had a good time.
It was, and we also we'll be talking a little bit about something that happened in the at the meeting yesterday. So
that happened.
A big thing. Yes, glamping in the wild, Ernest. It's true.
Yeah. Well, I mean, what? Just because we had a queen size air mattress and a tent with an extra room.
I mean, come on.
We made s'mores.
We did make s'mores. It's true. Until they said we couldn't have fires anymore.
It's true.
And now somebody who knows a lot about the wilderness.
It's
Moto. You cannot use that. You do know a lot about the wilderness.
I do. I know enough. I know enough to when it gets dangerous.
All right. So if you're not sleeping on a rock, is it considered glamping?
No.
Okay, very good.
I mean, there's people who suspend themselves off the side of cliffs when they're doing multi-stage things, and
I've seen that.
They're not on a rock; they're just suspended in a big hanging tent.
That's not for me.
Yeah, no,
that's not glamping. That's not glamping at all.
No,
that's pretty hardcore.
That's roughing it.
Yeah.
Terrifying is what it is.
It's terrifying, and I feel like thered be some cramping in that glamping, and I'm not here for it.
We're cramping your glamping.
Really?
Oh my goodness!
Hey, bro, you're glamping. You're cramping my glamping.
Oh,
keep it down.
Come over here and get some of that. Sweet glamping. Goodness. Get some of that sweet glamping.
Yeah,
we were so in trouble.
Well, needless to say, we had a delightful time. And I'll tell you, Moto, we actually looked for pins, and they had one, but I wasn't very happy. I wasn't very excited about it. So I got a patch instead.
Yeah, I got a zipper pull.
And that's why I show you guys patches sometimes. It's just, I'm not feeling... I mean, it's a tchotchke, so that's what matters to me. But
yeah,
but I like those memories.
Well, yeah. If I'm being totally honest, the reason why we didn't get the pin was so we went to Mount Diablo, which is about an hour from here. Beautiful, lots of 360 views and everything. But when we went to the summit and got to the summit visitor center, they had a very small selection of items, and Gatorade was top of the list. I gotta say, after 1,000 feet up hike, but the pin, I mean, am I wrong? It kind of looked like two piles of poop. Like it was just kind of like two brown triangles, like rounded on the top with a thing that said Mount Diablo barely reading underneath.
Well,
Mount
that's
Diablo.
okay. You could build a mock of the pin just by putting a 1x2 and two little brown poopies on top.
It's true. You totally could.
Maybe we need to redo the opening animation to include
A poop?
a poop.
No. If anything, if we're gonna add anything in, it's gonna be Black Phillip.
So I gotta get a pin. You just reminded me.
I
Because
was-
it's almost pin time.
Well, I was looking for my patch to
goodness.
show, but I don't know where it ended up.
mystery.
Yeah, put it right up. I'll put it with my Sasquatch patch, which I also misplaced. Okay. Let's see. What about pins? Kara, you can go first.
Okay. I had several choices this morning, but I just
Echo.
decided on this one, which Flynn picked up for me a little while ago.
Uh-oh.
With my favorite characters, Lock, Shock, and Barrel,
Oh, yes.
in the
Oh,
bathtub,
nice.
and the bathtub, all 4 feet move independently.
Oh, that's cool.
It's really fun.
Yeah, I got
Puts
that
the
at a...
claws in clawfoot bathtub.
Yep. So
Very good. All right. Moto, where are we going today?
We're going to Brickworld Chicago.
Oh, very good.
Oh.
Make-A-Wish Foundation. I was super
Yay.
Oh,
into,
that's cool.
very
super
good.
into helping out the Make-A-Wish kid and all sorts of good stuff. And Sir Meowsalot got a free pen from the people working the table.
that's
Oh,
awesome.
cool.
Very cool.
So there you go.
Very, very cool. All right. Well, now, friends, is the time to say hello in the chat.
Is this, you should say it like that.
Hello. Yes, you have to say it like a really gay dude from a 1930s movie. Hello.
Like,
Anyway.
like the butler.
Yes. All right, friends. Yeah, just time for the shout out so that we can see you when we get to that point. All right, what do
I
we
have a
got
pin.
going on today?
And Clicky, our resident focus puller, is going to help us
Focus
out
puller.
to see
Aw,
Tiny
baby.
Hulk.
Baby Hulk.
Rawr. Don't make me angry, Mr. McGee.
I have a green pin today too, and it is not Disney, but it is the creature from the
Ooh,
Black
I'm
Lagoon.
so scared.
Love it.
It's a really cool one, and it's that great green picture.
Classic.
See,
I mean,
maybe
color.
right here.
Okay. Hi, we're back. It's time to say hi to everybody. I keep hitting the wrong buttons. To everybody who's in the chat. So let me real quick get over there.
See the list of everyone who said hi.
Who's ever said hi ever?
Well, I'm still having great memories of Brickworld Chicago. Just different builds keep coming up. We saw a wonderful castle by the Midwest Builders.
Oh, they did such
Philip
a
and
great.
Maria.
They did such a great job on that.
Really colorful castle. It was huge too. Castle and grounds.
Well, look at that. We've got a list. Okay, friends. So hello to Carolyn CCCCCC. Chaz's Hobbies is here. Hey, how's it going? See you later. Darren Siegfried, David Wilkie, Fabby Fan MKE, who we got to see quite a bit of in
person.
Chicago, which was awesome. Heather Mraz, Hooded
Hooded
One,
One.
who we've also met in person, but in Denmark.
That's true.
Not here. We also, Jake Sadovich, who we've met many times, and Lisa Head. And kicking off the Emscapades, it's Minifigchick, Minifig Nick, Monica Berry, Moto, and Mr. Ellie Daniel 1. All
It's
right.
a big Emscapade.
Yeah, it is. Oliver is here. PT McEwen, who, Oliver and PT, we've also met.
Yep.
Wilfred, who we got to meet and spend some time with, and
in
in Paris, and eat a crepe in like the weirdest restaurant I've ever been in, with like weird like outcroppings with like statue heads on them. It was crazy and amazing. Wolfie Plays is here. Hello, Zach Martinez and Zarakino Kim. Yay! We got Wilfred and Zach and
we
Kim
know
in the
wherever you are, they're here.
I know, that's so.
And
Apples
Daniel
popped in, and Don and Phil,
and Daniel Leone from Facebook. A Facebook.
Oh, very good. Hello, Ciao Ciao from Roma. Hello.
And I'm just reminded with, we've been thinking a lot about Tricky Lug lately.
Mhm.
I'm reminded of how far-ranging Tricky Lug comes from so many different places.
Yes. And not only that, but that's actually a good lead-in to
Really? It's that kind of
we all come from the same place, the heart.
the heart, exactly. And to expand the size of our hearts will all grow 5 times this day once I make this announcement. So, as you know, we applied to be Lego Recognized Fan Media a while back, and we experienced that, and it was a thing. And while it was fun, it was also a little stressful, and also I think it was what we've always said is that Tricky Brick / Tricky Lug is all of us, right? Like Tricky Lug is all of us. And at the time when we got that, we were really like building the channel and doing all that stuff. And then since then, we've pulled back a lot, and we just really aren't in the same place where we were a year and a half ago.
Well, we don't have every day to.
We don't have every day to broadcast, exactly. So what we did is I spoke with Lego, and we are going to actually transfer our RLFM status to Tricky Lug to become an RLOC. So
that's a lot of letters between recognized Lego Fan Media to
RLOC, which is a recognized online
Lego online community.
Lego online community, yes. So that means we're gonna get all kinds of stuff, but you gotta come to the meetings, you gotta participate. But Tricky Lug, as of in about a week, will be an official RLOC / Lug. So that's very, very exciting, and something that we've been wanting to do for a really, really long time. I'm so glad it's finally happened. So definitely, if you want to get in, now we just had a Tricky Lug meeting yesterday, but if you want to be involved, you can email. Kara, you want to tell everybody the email?
It's trickylug@gmail.com. The meetings are usually the first Saturday of every month. Sometimes the holidays make us switch things around a little bit, but that's what we shoot for. 10 o'clock Pacific time, which is the same time as the stream. So just, keep that in mind. And you do have to, in order to be part of the official lug, you do have to come to meetings, and we're still developing a lot of other, more of the requirements that Lego puts on us. But it's really, really awesome that we've come this far.
Well, and it's still honestly pretty easy to become a member of Tricky Lug.
Right. Well, I mean, and now the thing is, and I know a lot of people don't realize this, but Lego doesn't actually create internal rules for a lug. You may run your lug how you see fit. And different lugs run their places differently. Some have all different requirements for being a member, or how do I got no worries, Holly, it's good to see you. Holly says her laptop was dead. She's waiting for it to come back to life. So anyway, so we'll be sorting all that stuff out, and we will be getting the word out and letting people know. But it's very exciting. It also, one of the big things that I'm excited for is for future collabs, which we have some coming up. We're going to be able to take advantage of what's called project support from Lego, which will allow us to order parts specifically for a project that we're all going to work on together. And that is going to be open to anybody who is for the, like involved in the collabs.
And those parts you can get. One cool thing is, just like on the pick a brick wall, but with a much wider selection, you can get lots of them. So if you need 80 coral thingamajigs, you can get 80 coral thingamajigs.
One of my favorite parts.
And it costs less.
But anyway, you can find out more details on that at an actual meeting. But so yeah, anyway, if you've been on the fence about it because you really wanted us to have that lug status, well, we have it now. So hooray! It's very, very exciting time. No, that is not true. Drew, we can talk about the lug here. We can talk about having people join, just if we're talking about like business meetings and things like that. But as far as telling people what we're allowed, what we're offering and what we're doing, and we're also in a sort of special situation since we are transferring our thing over, which isn't usual either. But
I think Drew may also be referring to Lug Bulk and project support, and
I think so.
We can talk about it, but we can't talk about details, and we certainly can't talk about prices. Those are restricted to
right, exactly,
absolutely,
exactly.
Participating in those projects.
I understand. Anywho, but yes, fun. So join in the fun. Come and be part of Tricky Lug and do things. Okay, so why don't we talk about the reason that we're here today? We are so I think I may have mentioned this a while back, but one of our final things of being fan media was they sent us. They were like, do you want to review some friend sets? And I was like, yes, of course. So we would like to do some friend sets. And from the Pacific Northwest, it's Holly. Hi, Holly.
With a working laptop.
Hello.
How are you?
Good. It was a whole thing. Everyone hear me okay?
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. We had windows replaced in the house, and that involved having to move a lot of things and unplug things. And so it upended my studio just a little bit.
You're up and running.
Yeah, we're up and running, and we have like more UV protection from our windows now, which is great.
Oh, good.
Cool.
And you got to go camping too.
I'm good. Yeah.
You got to go camping too.
I did. Yes. Last minute camping trip. 4th of July weekend served us well.
Holly was having super FOMO because I was sending her pictures from our campsite, and
I was like, I was getting so sad because I was looking at my calendar, and literally like every weekend of July was already kind of booked up with like things going on, and it sounded like nobody was planning to come to work on Monday, so I played hooky and took advantage and just hitched up and left. Yep.
Yay for you.
Mm-hmm.
Call of the Wild.
Exactly. Exactly what I needed. Pretty good.
Are you wearing a Star Wars shirt?
Of course.
Of
yes.
course.
My Ahsoka. I'm excited for that movie.
Wait, is it a movie or a show?
I thought they were making an Ahsoka movie. Am I wrong?
Show on Disney Plus.
Oh, okay.
Okay, that's what I thought. Yeah.
And this whole time I thought it was going to be a movie. I've actually avoided watching any trailers or anything for it because
Well, there will be a Dave Filoni movie where she is highly likely to be in it, where he's going to wrap up all the thread lines from Mando and Ahsoka and everything and bring it together.
Yeah.
I hope they have baby Chewbacca on it.
Baby Chewbacca. I am all about it. Yes, now it's the character I didn't know I needed until now.
Oh yeah, Oliver stole my what I was going to say when I came in. I was going to say first rule of Tricky Lug is not to talk about Tricky Lug. Yeah. But also we should talk about Tricky Lug.
We are so talking about it.
If it's your first lug meeting, you must build. That's our rule.
There you go.
Yeah, and that
Lug.
should be pretty easy because so many people take part in the collaborative builds
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's
and the challenges.
I'm gonna say like the rules for joining is not gonna be difficult. It's not.
Oh,
We're not gonna make it hard on you. I love it, Wilfred. It's true. First rule of Tricky Lug: talk about Tricky Lug always with sparkles.
We should we should have our logo be Tricky Lug with a 1x1 like purple glitter brick.
Yes.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, I like that.
They had them on the wall, which was great. So I think we all have like cups of those as
Yes.
well. We should. Okay. So friends. Yes. So anyway, as I was saying before,
So
Holly
yes,
came.
we would love to see some.
We said like, yes, we'd love to review some friend sets. That would be awesome. And then 2 gigantic boxes arrived at my house. And I was very surprised, needless to say.
It's a big series.
Especially when I picked up one of the boxes and it was significantly heavy. And as we all know from picking up Lego boxes, that's usually not the case. So I was like, okay, this is a lot. And it is a lot. They sent us the entire summer wave.
Yeah.
So we are going to be doing a couple of weeks because there's no way we could squeeze it all into one episode. Like we would be here for a million hours. And we want to give the each set its due here. So yes, Tricky Lug color will always be coral. You're right, Zach.
Coral.
It's true. I think
You
it
need
might
a
have
trans coral glitter brick.
That's what I was thinking.
Oh, I'm so there for that.
Wilfred says, are you even a member of Tricky Lug if you don't have a cup of those glittery purple bricks? It's true.
It's true.
And a cup of quarter round coral tiles.
Yes.
They always have them on the wall.
It'd be really funny to do a poll just to see how many people actually do have a cup of those bricks.
Yes, I wouldn't be surprised. Probably a lot.
Did-
I mean,
Yeah.
Did you guys know that the walls refreshed this week at the
No.
Lego stores?
oh yes, I
yeah,
did.
all the really great elements are gone. They were gone within 2 days.
What were the great elements?
Why don't you talk and I'll go get my bag of stuff.
Okay. Well, I did go to the Lego store this week for a very good reason, which was I wanted to pick up my Princess Battle Pack, aka the Disney Friendship Treehouse, or Enchanted Treehouse, which I was super excited about. And when I went for AFOL Day, this one, the one that has all the mini dolls of the
Yeah.
So
the
good.
He
princesses.
keeps calling it the Princess Battle Pack.
Yes, it's the total Princess Battle Pack. So I went to go get that. Why didn't I get it on AFOL Day? Well, first of all, it wasn't on discount, which is fine. But second of all, everybody was like, no, you have to wait for they were like getting violent about it. They're like, no, you have to wait for the gift with purchase. I was like, okay, I'll wait for the gift with purchase. So waited for the gift with purchase, went to go get it, and guess what?
They were
The
out.
gift with purchase was out.
Yeah.
Why? Because it sold out within 24 hours.
Wow.
The Disney gift with purchase sold out within 24 hours. And I can
Very
tell you right now that people are very, very unhappy.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
So yeah.
I didn't even know about it. That's how quickly it came and went.
Yeah.
What was so exciting about the gift with purchase?
It
What-
was 3 little scenes celebrating the 100th, and there was a
yeah.
special Mickey minifig. Like, yeah. Oh gosh. Tanner says he sold out online in about 10 hours. Ugh.
Wow.
When they were sold out in the store too. Like, I mean, it was crazy. So anyway, needless to say, I didn't get that, but I did get my Princess Battle Pack. So
That's
I'm
the
very
important
happy.
thing.
That was the important thing. And I'm not, honestly, like, I don't really go in for all of the gifts with purchase. Like, if I get it, great. If not, I'm not like super sad about it. But that's just me. Unless
Yeah,
it was
I must have been. I think were we camping that weekend that it came out?
yes, because it was July 1st.
That's
Yep.
what it was. Yep. Oh well.
I know, but still, like, that's crazy to me. Like, that seems like a huge oversight. Now, and they haven't had an issue like that in a really long time. And I remember the last time they had an issue like that, people like, oh my goodness, they were like losing their minds. You would have thought that like the world supply of Lego had dried up. I don't know. Like, it was bonkers.
Well, from Lego's perspective, it must be, there's worse things than having something fly off the shelves.
Well, yeah, of
Right?
course.
They're really popular.
Of course. I mean, yeah, who doesn't want that?
Is that a stack of candles?
It is a stack of brown candles.
Oh.
So I can show you what hit the shelves
Okay.
and then was immediately unhit the shelves.
Well, now we know why they make gift with purchases, like why the threshold is so high, because like this one was only $100. That's not as hard to meet.
That's really easy to meet.
Well, for Lego, it's easy to meet. Yeah, you guys have had these before.
Oh,
I
yeah.
believe.
Yeah, I love those.
Oh, yeah.
Anybody's in those Harry Potter style windows?
Oh, cool.
Oh, brown. In brown. Very
In
nice.
brown. Anybody who wants to do water effects?
Oh.
Oh. Now, are
That's the
those
dark-
the opalescent ones or are they just blue?
They're just dark blue.
Okay.
That's dark blue. But wait, there's more. Anybody who enjoys profile bricks?
Nice. Yep.
Masonry?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, the white ones.
Yeah, lots of white.
I
Was
got
on
a ton of those in a bag at one of the conventions.
How many cups was this, Moto?
Oh, a lot.
Oh.
Whoa, that's the best one.
Well,
That's
wait.
dark green.
But wait. It goes with minifigure yellow trans heads.
Oh,
Whoa.
what?
That's cool.
Okay,
Whoa.
that's got to happen.
Well, another trip, right?
Yeah.
They're
Well,
gone.
remember, everybody.
Oh, they're gone.
Yeah.
Those for trees.
Those new kind of brackets, right?
Yep.
Yeah, and burps,
Oh, wow.
Oh, you always need a bunch of those.
and then all of the translucent clear
Oh,
minifigure
my.
for the air pieces.
Okay.
That's my favorite one right
yeah,
there.
we
That's
need
the
a
one.
we need a trip to the store like sooner than immediately.
I hope they restock.
I hope they have all those parts.
Yeah,
Well,
they
I know
were.
when I was there, the manager of the store told me that there were some things that were going to be coming out, and that they wouldn't be out until
That's
like
it.
this week. So I'm sure they have them. It's just a matter of whether they have them, like in stock.
There's more, but it's not cool stuff.
Just
Cool to somebody.
Well, unless you really want to get into like AFOL day shopping, which is you get into stuff like windscreens that are printed,
Oh, nice.
things like that. But yeah, other than that, I wanted some 1x2 fillers, so I got some orange. But
Very
yeah,
good.
that's pretty much it.
Cool.
Okay, you guys, I'm catching up on the new sets, like the Disney 100 sets, and holy crap.
Yeah, that film camera is amazing. That got announced this week.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's incredible.
Yeah, the camera with the Walt Disney minifig. You know that thing is going to sell out in about 5 seconds.
What? This I haven't seen.
Do
Oh,
they have?
Oh, it's a cool set.
Does it have a
Yeah.
decent light in it, so it actually projects the image as you run the film through it?
All right, this is day
Uh,
one. Day one. When does it come out? I need it now. Oh, pre-order now. Okay, cool.
Yeah. So
Is that-
Flynn, the
that
rule
has your
the
name
rule at
all
our
over
Lego
it?
store is any new element you can only fill up one of the half-size cups, and that's
Oh,
your limit.
really?
Absolutely, and it's still depleted within 2 days. Everything was gone because we have so many AFOLs. I hit that store.
Wow.
But yeah, I sent pictures, and the minute I hit send to the lug chat, it must have looked like a John Wick 4 moment of cars just like peeling out trying to get to that store. Mad
Do you have a
Max.
picture of the set up car that you can share?
Yes, give me 1 second. The camera.
Cool. Yeah,
Yeah,
the
the camera's
camera.
really
Sorry,
cool.
I'm right in the middle of building a tree. At the moment.
Da-da-da-da-da.
And if you want, my sets are all together for review. I had them done.
I'm not seeing my share button.
Oh no.
So do you know? So speaking of Disney sets, you know who I ran into yesterday?
Who's that?
Who's that?
Walt Disney.
Mr. Boone Langston.
Oh, good for him.
Wait, who?
Boone.
Oh, that's right. I heard he was going to
Huh.
be in town.
Yeah,
That's
you were
awesome.
supposed to hear though. That's the thing. It was supposed to be a surprise for Bruce's birthday party.
Oh, well, I mean,
Oh.
I'm sure it was still a surprise for that. I know that he had mentioned to me personally that he was going to be.
It wasn't though, because he wanted to go to the lug meeting, which was right before Bruce's birthday party, and word got out immediately. So
Of course.
Bruce already found out before he showed up.
That's funny.
That sucked.
Pretty
So
cool.
here
It
is the
Yeah.
camera. Can you click on to make it bigger, Cara?
Yeah, people
That's
want
so-
Dumbo and Bambi as well. They
Yeah,
want
the Dumbo
figures.
and Bambi are adorable.
That's mostly where my head was.
Right.
Yeah.
This is outstanding.
Isn't it so cool?
Yeah, it's really cool, and it's got the
Oh,
it's
so
got
you
the-
look at the image when you. Oh, okay. I see how it works.
Oh my god.
and it's got the film, like the plastic film.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
Wow.
Yeah, they've got my number.
I-
Yeah,
yep.
they got a lot of people's number.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Outstanding.
That's a great looking set.
Yeah, so enjoy that, wallet.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're a Disney completist, this is not your year for Lego.
Oh, the nice
Oh,
thing is the
no.
camera is only $100.
That's not. That's actually
Not that
cheaper.
bad.
It's
Yeah.
actually cheaper than I thought it would be. Honestly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
same.
it's $1 for every year, so it makes
And
sense.
I
There
like
you go.
I like the that it's a relatively small footprint, you know, like that
Mhm.
makes me want it even more that it's not a massively huge set.
You can
Right.
find a place to display it.
Right.
Yeah. I might take it to work. I might keep that one at work.
Oh, yeah,
Mhm.
definitely.
And it might be like one of those collab builds where like I build it with some coworkers.
I have
Very
points.
cool.
I can get it with points. This day
Oh,
is just
Did
improving.
I tell you guys what I did on the 4th of July?
No, what did
what
you
was
do?
that?
Oh, so our Lego clubs were at FanX Denver. There was 120,000 visitors,
Wow.
I think, on Saturday.
Wow.
Oh my goodness.
So I had a mask on for that one because it was like it was a crowded place.
That sounds
in the Denver-
intense. Like more
would-
crowded than Chicago?
Oh, Chicago was nothing compared to this one.
Whoa, don't let them hear you say that. But
No,
yeah.
as far as crowd density, yes, it was intense. And then I was lucky. I got to meet some of the actors from my CW shows, but Sir Meowsalot made the highlight reel on the main landing page for FanX.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
Awesome.
great.
What was he wearing?
Crazy shirts like he does.
Yeah,
cool
like
cat.
you do.
Like he does.
That's awesome.
But yeah, that was between Father's Day and July 4th weekend, it's just nonstop activity at Shea Moto.
I bet. Did Mr. Meow present you with a cat themed Father's Day gift?
Not yet. What do I want to say? He was a wolf, I believe, at FanX. And
Really?
got really tired.
wow.
And he was
He's
knocked out in
expanding.
the car. Yeah, he was knocked out in the car by the time we went home. He was toasted. He had seen
my
all the
goodness.
things.
It sounds like it. All right. Well, shall we get to the meat of the issue here? Shall
Yes.
we talk about some friend sets?
Yeah.
Cara, why don't you go first with yours?
All right.
I'm going to put you on the big screen.
Okay. So the first one I got was let me see what it's called here. Heart Lake City Bus, set 41759, 480 pieces, $50, and it's very cute. It's a public transportation bus, which is all the Friends colors. It's
Pink hubcaps.
solar powered and electric, of course. Some nice play features. The doors open. There's a great little wheelchair ramp.
Oh, that's cool.
Now we actually built these together. You were here, and Paint Pusher built this one, right? And I remember he was really impressed by the way that the ramp worked.
Yeah, it's there's a little tab on the side here that you push to make it come out, and it fits very smooth and snugly in here.
Very nice.
And
Hi,
then
Matthew.
I can open up this side door, and you can see it's a very cush bus because, of course, the Friends' legs don't bend. But
Right.
One of the coolest things about this is that it's got a little directory on top to tell you where the bus is going. Love that. And it comes with the bus station. There's a little electric thing here. You can plug it into the bus to recharge it.
That's awesome.
It's so good. And it does come with, let me get the figs out. We've got this girl with her book.
Wow, she's dressed up.
Is that
fancy.
Autumn? Is she the one with the missing or with the limb difference?
I don't remember. It comes with Grandpa and his wheelchair cart.
Okay, I love, and I gotta say, this is something that I noticed is there's like a fair amount of like older people mini dolls in this particular series.
It's just so unfortunate they can't bend their legs.
He's styling.
Yeah. I know, that's really something. Like honestly, like for me, if they couldn't, yes, I mean, what I really would like to see is that they would have, you know, I mean, it would be fun if they bent at the knee, but what I'd really love them to just separate the legs.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Just make them more articulated, like mini
Like
dolls.
should move independently.
Yeah, because I will say, like, I did notice because I mean, you know, we love mini dolls here, but that is one of my gripes. Is
And their
that
hands not articulating. That's the one that kills me.
Yeah, the
Yep.
wrists. The wrists is tough, but for me, more than the wrists, it's the legs because you can't like. And I noticed this when I was setting up our castle for Chicago. It was that like I wanted to have a guy that looked like he was running down the stairs, but I couldn't have. He could only stand on
like
the
a
stairs.
kangaroo.
Like, so there was no. You can't get the same kind of action out of them. Like we had a mini doll that was flying, and we wanted her to look like she was flying tilted over. So we actually had to like turn her dress backwards so that she could bend the other way.
We've done that with swimming mermaids.
Yeah,
too.
we did that. We've had to do that with mermaids too. It would just be, it would be nice if they had that a little bit more range of motion.
It would be. I do want to point out both this set and the other set that I'll show in a minute has some really cool parts in it. So it's nice that they're pulling in the new parts. In particular, in this set, this lovely little wheelchair cart, the stem, which I'm going to take off.
Yeah, what Oliver says
The
too.
handlebars is this magic new piece that has 3 clips on it.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
That's handy.
Oh yeah, that's really cool.
but it has a alternate version part that is bar based. So yeah, those are 2 of my parts I'm looking out for.
Yep. So that's a very cool piece. So that's the bus. And interestingly, there have only been 3 public transportation buses in the entire Lego City Friends world. This is one.
Really?
Yep. Public transit is not as sexy as firemen.
I guess.
Yeah, there was one. There actually, I mean, there's a
Unless you count
buses in
trains and
Duplo.
monorail.
There was a bus in Fabuland. There's like a Legoland bus. There's been the London buses, but in Classic Town in 1979 there was a bus station. In City there was a bus station in 2017, and now we have this Friends bus from 2023. So it's the
Well, I
only.
feel like Heart Lake City's a little like Amsterdam, like you just bicycle around.
Yeah,
Oh, there's
Well,
the pop-up
it
party
is
bus.
energy efficient, right?
and then there's a lot of party buses. Yes.
Yeah, there's
Oh,
the
that's
Libby
right.
party bus.
Yeah.
Libby's got a bus.
Which
Well,
I mean, that could be public transit.
Party transit.
It is in Portland. They have a party bus, like Portland, public transit bus.
The Portland party bus.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the hidden side did have the hidden side had a school bus that was like turned into
creepy.
like an armored Dawn of the Dead.
It was very
zombie
creepy.
vehicle.
So yeah, there've been iterations, but not just straight public transit buses.
Right.
All right.
Okay.
So in the
Well,
other
I'm
set
gonna-
I reviewed, do you want me to do my other set, or do you want to do something else first?
We'll bounce around.
Okay.
We'll bounce around. So I'll do one of ours here.
Well, you can start before the that special time rolls around.
Do what'd you say?
You can start. You have about 3 minutes until.
Oh,
that
I'm
special
sorry. I have
time.
one more part I need to show,
Sure.
which is a tile. Gobble bubble.
What?
This is in the bus. This is
Is it-
a big packet of bubble gum that one of the girls is carrying.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
That is amazing.
Do you remember? Was this a thing where you grew up that
What?
bubblegum as kids, like bubblegum was a crazy fad?
Oh, well, when we
Like
were
Bubble
kids,
Gum,
yeah.
Hubba Bubba?
That's how starved for entertainment we were when we were kids. Is like bubble gum was a thing.
Bazooka.
I mean, I'm just saying.
Is bubblegum not a thing anymore? I'm sure it is.
Well,
No,
but
was
no,
huge,
it was
and the
like
pieces were giant
a
too.
thing.
Yeah,
Like,
it's not like now. Yeah,
It was the
much.
first time. You know what it was? Is we had always had like sticks of gum, and then they came out with Hubba Bubba, which was this gigantic, like ice cube sized pink bubble gum that just tasted like sugar and plastic and pink, and it was amazing.
And there's Double Bubble, which I'm sure that's a reference to. But yeah, it was in even comic book ads had bubble gum in them. running all the time.
And it was like, how big of a bubble could you blow? I'm telling you, we
Bubble
were
Yum,
starved.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
No internet.
No internet.
Yeah. Exactly. However, you know what? Actually, before we kick into this next set, it's time, everyone, for the
Oh my gosh.
jeez, for the pause that refreshes. That's right, everybody. It's Logan cookie time. Look, he's helping.
Yay.
He's very calm today. I don't know, like, what's happening right now.
Well, he's all worn out from playing Chase the Arrows.
Chase the arrows, exactly. Nice, Pinky.
Can you want another one? Good boy.
Man, you need a bath, sir. All right, and 1, 2, and zoop. Yeah, buddy. Good boy, Logan. Yay. And now it's time for the weather. With Phil.
Oops. Sorry. Yeah, I woke her up from a nap, so see if she's with it. Ready? No. Get him. How about we catch a treat? You want to catch a treat today? Let's see. Boop. No, not so much.
You're not having it.
She had a grand old time at the park yesterday. Yes, she did. Skittles, over here. It's here. Ready?
Not
I
even
heard that
trying.
one hit the table. It's raining cookies.
It
Really?
just never stops being funny.
Skittles. One more.
Hi, Chris and Jaden. We're back from Cub Camp. Very good welcome.
All right. That's all she gets.
Okay, well, we're going to go back. We're going to do a
She
special.
tried.
Come on, Bubba.
Come on up.
He's being so good today. He gets an extra one.
This is
Aw.
your sound of happiness. Yay. Good job. Logan.
Yay.
He says no problem.
He's such a good boy. All right. And that, he's like, I'm done. That has been Logan Cookie Time. I don't
Right.
know what has stopped me from being able to like hit the right button anymore. I don't understand. Like, I think I've been doing it too long.
Maybe we need to bring back Angela.
So,
I found the bus driver, and she has a rad hairdo.
Oh, cool.
oh my, she's great. I love that hair.
Skittles.
Hey, Marilyn, you're busy packing for Disneyland. What?
What?
So jelly. Oh, my goodness. Hey, Fall Equinox 37. How's it going? Welcome. All right. So now moving on to the next friend set. We are going to be looking at the Lego Heart Lake City Community Kitchen. This is one of the ones that we built. Now, let's see. Here we go. And I'm gonna bring this up here. Now, of course, it is one of my favorite colors, lavender. It has a chunky cat. So, of course, I was very excited about that. Now, I'm going to bring this up here and see if I can.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, for Chicago, we needed a bunch of lavender pieces. And before this set got built,
No, we
it
did not.
actually
We never did anything like that.
had some lavender pieces go into a mock.
Oh my.
But they're all back now.
Yeah, so we've got the community kitchen here. It's super cute. It's got a little outdoor, and guess what, Holly? They're serving tacos.
Yay!
So we have Leo, who is our chef of the new characters, and now I can't remember her name. Dang it! But this is the outside, and you can see that it's got a cute little like roof garden thing on, and it's got this piece, which is the new all rubber piece that has the little sections on it.
Yeah, there's no string in that rope.
Yeah, so there's no string anymore. It's just this rubber one. I mean, maybe they still make the string, but yeah. So we got this great spiral staircase, and I really, really love the this railing. So this is one of those flexible, pieces hooked with a little clip at the edges, and these are candles, right? Making this up, which is pretty cool. Then we have the inside, and I know we were talking about older people. Well, we have Abuelita is here, and yes, that is her name, Abuelita. And you can see that she's making tacos and burritos on her gigantic kitchen.
That kitchen is
or gigantic stove. And I think her name is Alba. Little girl, we got a nice shelf with some stuff in it. We got a great little refrigerator.
Stock full of jars.
Stock full of stuff. Yeah, it's a pretty cool little thing. And I love her, of course, her little, all of her tools. Oh, and I wanted to point out, hopefully I can tip this forward without spilling everything. If you look in there, the sink is made of 2 windows.
Oh,
yeah.
clever.
And they put blue glass in one for the water and then white for the soap.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was really cool. One of the really cool things I liked about this particular set. It's nicely put together. I love the decoration on the top here. Those same pieces like Moto had earlier, but in yellow instead of the white. We've got the new plant pieces in here.
Those are great
as well. So a fun little piece. Now, what's really cool about this,
Here, I'll take this.
and we will show you this the next time we are like in part 2 of the review process. But I'm gonna grab this real quick. So this set, which is the community center, and you can see it's got all the colors. You can actually fit this on top of the restaurant. So I don't know if you can see.
Oh, that's so good. I love that.
Oops, sorry. If you can see right here, the restaurant actually goes on the bottom. This whole thing gets lifted up, and then the rooftop eating part of the restaurant becomes a park next door.
That's
An outdoor eating area next door. Yeah, so really, here, I'll see if I can't even get a little bit closer with that. There we go. You can kind of see. But yeah, it's really cool that they have that, the thing that you can put them together. Plus, it makes the whole rainbow when you add the purple on the bottom. It's like an entire rainbow building, pastel rainbow.
I love that.
But all in all, and you know the thing too that I noticed about this is it is very much like almost the size of a modular. Like it's like this short of being a modular, like 4 studs short
Like
of
a
being a
micro
modular.
modular.
It's really, but it's bigger than the normal Friends buildings or the city buildings that come as smaller sets. Like it's definitely like eking its way up towards modular size.
So is it bigger than the city modulars?
Let's see. So this is, how many studs is this? So this is
26, about 28 studs.
Yeah, it's like 28 studs by 24 studs.
Yeah, I don't know how much the city how many studs the city modulars are.
But I mean, that's not much. Like I said, it's not much. You could easily make this modular size. Like you could make this 32 by 32 without too much trouble.
I mean the smaller ones, the ones that are like, someone will know what I'm talking about. There's like there's like a skate shop and a cafe.
Oh, sure. Yeah, I think those are a little bit smaller than this, but I could be wrong. But anyway, that is the Heart Lake City Community Kitchen, 695 pieces, $67.99. Seems a little steep to me, but it's a really cool build. I will say that. It's got a lot of little tiny details. It's got great stickers, and that spiral staircase is like a combination of regular steps and the spiral staircase piece that they make. So yeah, and See You Later makes a great point. The great amount of space for big fig hands for play. It's true. There is a lot of room in there. A lot of times they can be really tiny. So, all right, Moto, I know you've got something for us.
I've got 2 sets, but I'll focus on the first one, which is
let's do the one.
News Van. This thing is incredible. So I'll start out just with the storyline is pretty cool. So there is
a chainsaw murderer.
Yeah, which is Peter. Peter the logger is going to cut down the tree with an owl that has its egg normally in this spot. And then Daryl, the young person here, is protesting the cutting down of the tree.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
And if the logger comes along and cuts down the tree, this will have a play effect where the egg will fall out and break.
What? That's crazy.
Okay, so this is all going down.
Does it come with a chain so you can chain him to the tree?
It doesn't come with a chain, but Aaliyah, who is the reporter character, she has her full-blown high 4K rig.
Nice.
Wow, that's a fancy rig.
And then her truck has a techno crane on it, and I realized that this is not VCR tape. What they're doing is they're representing the cam flywheels of the techno crane with the old VCR element, which is hilarious.
Oh, okay. Because of course I was just like, oh, they're making a videotape.
Yeah.
No, it's all. And just to show you how much times have changed, when you open up the back, there's an entire live stream with lighting setup.
Oh, cool.
Oh, yeah, that's amazing.
So it's got the video editing controls in there. It's got the microphone, the mobile devices, and the flat screen editing fly deck is in there, along with
that's excellent.
The multi-stage editing suite and the news background. So she can do a real on the spot news live stream formatted setup. And I have to tell you, the social justice component to this set is absolutely awesome.
Yeah, that's pretty. I gotta say, that's pretty freaking cool.
So I don't think you would see that in City. This is very, very much pushing the envelope of storytelling.
Yeah,
I really, really love this. You get a lot of good parts, but also just the color choices for the rims. The lavender carries through the dark blue.
Oh, I love the rims.
Yeah, those are sticker elements.
Okay, all right.
And then in the middle, I thought this is going to be a manual transmission, because it had the antenna in there.
Yeah.
It turns out it's the gimbal controller for the
Amazing.
Techno Crane, which is
Smart.
fully articulated. And yeah, they can beam this into space and transmit stuff. But yes, this is quite the fun, feature-filled set for, let's say a medium to smaller size set. You get a lot of
Right.
bang for your buck. So
Nice.
that is really cool.
Shall I look up do you know the price offhand?
Yeah, let me look.
I can look it up.
It
I'm here on the website
Wow.
right now.
Yeah, go look, because here on Brickset they don't even have it. Oh,
Oh, there's a lot
€24.99 Euro, $29.99 US, $29.99 Euro. Oh, sorry, British pound is $24.99.
Oh, very
Pretty
good.
great value for $30.
Yeah,
$30
seriously.
set.
Seriously, that's great. Very cool.
So
Now, are you
very
not here with us next week, Moto?
well, hopefully I'll still be alive and with you.
Okay, no, I for some reason I thought there was a week that you said you weren't going to be here, but it was, and I couldn't remember when it was.
Brick Slopes and possibly a Solar Car reunion, but it hasn't been finalized, so I don't know.
Very good. Okay, well then what we're going to do is we're going to do because we have 4 of them that we're doing. We're going to do 2 today, and then next week we will get Holly will have some, and we will get
The other one I
Car's
have,
second one, Moto's second one, the other ones that we're doing. So this next one we're going to talk about will be the last one we talk about today.
Cool.
But I would say so far, I enjoyed building that kitchen. That was like a lot of fun, especially I thought the design of the giant stove was really great. Like the way that it went together. There's lots of like snot work, and I just gotta say that overall, and I mean, and we've been saying this for a while now, but overall, I think that Friends has just been knocking it out of the park. Like they've just been coming up with amazing stuff. Now, Wilfred had a question. I'd love to put this to all of you as well. Would you say Friends/City/Modular are kind of merging when it comes to style and building size and techniques?
I think they're definitely on a convergence path.
Yes, I would agree. I would agree with that.
Just like the bus and the boats. I'm still waiting for a Friends train.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I think there's a lot of elements that are coming together just in the urbanness part of it. And especially with that kitchen that can now be the base for that other tower.
The apartment building.
Apartment building. Hopefully they'll do more of that.
Well, I mean, you remember when we got we have that the Main Street building was the very first one that they did that seemed like it was starting to kind of move towards the whole city/modular like feeling. I mean, hey Topher, how's it going?
Well, I also feel like City is bringing in some of the colors of Friends.
They are.
City has gotten more colorful now, and Friends, like you remember with the theater school, is bringing in some darker tones too.
Yeah,
like some black and like a deeper, richer color palette.
Yeah, really the only thing that keeps them from merging are the mini dolls versus minifigs. Not that they can't coexist, but
yeah,
it's odd.
I just wish people would get over their like mini doll aversion. It's so pointless.
I mean, I'm not sure I'll ever get over it. They're fine, but I don't know. My heart is with mini dolls, or not with minifigs, and always has been. And I just wish that everything that they did with the mini dolls, they just continued with minifigs. I don't really understand the redesign. Yeah.
I mean,
and they're not better. That's the thing too, is like they're less articulated, and like I just don't like mini dolls as much as minifigs, and I don't really understand them.
I like having a different body type.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, it's more proportionate. It's more accurate to the human proportions, which I like.
Definitely.
And the fact that it's the one line where they transitioned away from yellow being representative of everything.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like they could have just done that with minifigs though. Like there's no, I don't know. I just
Well,
don't
I
like
mean, again, like I will say this, and it's just one of those things, but when I was teaching kids and I had mini dolls and mini figures in a box and I offered them to the kids to take whatever they want, the girls,
Of course.
without a doubt, always chose the mini dolls.
Yep.
Always.
Of course.
But do you
Yeah.
know why that there's social science research on this where young boys, when they play with a character, they envision themselves inheriting the role of that character that they play. Okay. Girls, for the vast part, have a totally different way of approaching it, which is they want the figure they're playing with to embody themselves. So that's where representation is important, because traditional research shows that when girls play with figures, the figure is representing them as themselves, and they want to play out their life and do things and have storytelling with themselves in it.
Mhm.
Versus the other characters, like a superhero, is the boy wants to become Iron Man, whereas the girl wants a figure representative of her so she can be
Yeah.
herself.
Oh,
I just
got it.
never found that lacking with minifigs. Like I played with minifigs when I was a kid, and there was nothing that occurred to me that like that they were unrelatable. I mean,
Well,
there weren't enough female minifigs. There weren't really a whole lot of female minifigs. So like the few female minifigs I had were definitely my favorites and were the
Well-
most precious to me. But they were just, it's kind of like the yellow skin tone being fairly ambiguous. Like the shape of the minifig is kind of this loose representation of like human anatomy. I don't think anyone finds them identifiable as like a human, proportion character.
Right.
Yeah, but
right.
when I learned about that research, that social research, it really surprised me. I thought it was kind of an interesting insight to come out of,
Yeah. I mean,
folks
there's
who are
obviously,
professionally researching play. It kind of
Yeah,
seems
I mean-
nuts, but
I can see that, and I definitely saw that in my time with the kids, and certainly the ways in which they would play and the types of things that they would do with that play. Like I know I probably talked about this before, but we had like a project where everybody had to build a piece of a castle wall and a tower for the castle wall. And then we hooked them all together to make a big surround. And then we said, okay, now you can build whatever you want for the inside of the castle or the outside, like whatever. We're going to build the inside now. We all made the wall. So now we're just going to like build the inside. And invariably, the boys would immediately go to, I'm making a catapult. I'm making a boat with guns on it. I'm making, like, it was all like very like war and fighting oriented. And by and large, the girls would make like the throne room with all the furniture. And it was almost this like meta versus micro, like grander versus detail.
Yeah, but I still don't see why, like, if you had minifigs that were queens and princesses and had all the, the same sort of accessories that they give to the mini dolls, like, if mini dolls weren't an option, they would still pick those minifigs.
Well, I think that there's I think that the other thing that we have to
and it's not 1-to-1, right? The research just says the averages pull that way, but it's not.
Yeah.
There's a
Right,
whole
I mean,
spectrum of kids.
Basically, what it is because girls were more interested in playing with fashion dolls for the longest time rather than construction toys. The only way that Lego,
we're talking again about in general. This is not
in general,
everyone.
of course, all generalized, but in general, girls were more interested in fashion dolls than construction toys. And so the way that they felt that they could, attract that demographic of the kids that were interested in fashion dolls was to make their figures more fashion doll like. And that, I mean, and it worked like that. It's not to say that that's wrong, but I still feel like they could, like, the thing is, okay, so my daughter was in that demographic, and and it worked for her. Like, she definitely likes the friend toys, but she never really got into the construction part of it. Like, it wasn't like she really was just kind of interested in the figures. And so, yes, I guess it kind of works, but I think she would have been just as interested if the friends sets were exactly what they were, and the friends dolls were exactly what they were, but just in minifig form.
I see what you're saying. I get David Wilkie's point too about the sets socially being labeled as a girl set or a boy set, and I think Lego has made a great effort in their advertising to include boys in the advertising of the Friends sets and to include girls in the advertising of the City sets. It's just interesting, and I'd have to wonder, those kids in your classes that were gravitating towards war play or gravitating towards decorating play, did they have a background with Lego, or they just brought their backgrounds to this new toy?
Well, no, they all had played with Lego. I mean, they were 10-year-olds. So yeah, of course, like they were very, like like in all of my time teaching, I only ran into maybe 2 kids who didn't have access to Lego outside of the classroom. Or didn't really know much about it.
Yeah, I feel like Lego's like working its way backwards now. They do, like, while it feels like they are sort of trying to converge their Friend line and their City line now, because they have this, where the initial intent was to appeal to this very specific demographic, the way that they went about doing that, they've now sort of pigeonholed themselves into that, into this like separation, and it makes merging them so much more difficult. Whereas where I think they had initially this unique opportunity to bring in the more, feminine kids that were interested in that more feminine type. Like they could have approached it differently in a way that would have made like neutralizing and merging them much easier.
Sure. Well, I think too, it's hard, right? Because we're talking about, first of all, we're talking about 10 years ago.
Yep.
Or 11 years ago. And
more than that, more like 15 years ago.
I thought we just had the Friends 10-year anniversary last year.
Yeah, but you got to count for the development and the marketing.
More than that. Yeah. It's been,
okay,
they started 15 years ago.
So we're talking 15 years ago.
Yeah.
All right, let's say 15 years ago. We had not progressed to the point where we're at now, where people dislike gendered toys and play, right? Like 15 years ago, this was still perfectly acceptable and what people understood. And I can't tell you the number of girls and women that I have met that are either my age or younger who say, yeah, I didn't have Lego when I was a kid because that was my brother's thing. Yeah. I wasn't allowed to. I actually have heard people say I wasn't allowed to have them, which makes me insane. I can't believe that. But we are talking about a large toy company coming from a time period when gendered play toys were still a thing.
Yep.
Lego was very, very much aimed at boys, or had become, thought of as a boys thing. And they were looking to expand the audience.
Yeah.
Well, in the meantime, we've seen a huge push of mixing the toy aisles in stores as well. Not, it's slow to happen. And when we go to a vintage toy store, I definitely know now I'm in the pink aisle. It's very different. But there's an effort. Is it at Target?
I disagree. No, all they did was take the signs down. Everything is still there's still a Friends aisle that's separate from the truck aisle. Like unfortunately all still there, but
the way I've looked at Friends is, you talked about this at the time, it was a very progressive move on Lego's part.
Yeah.
To really take their brand and really do what the best that they could to push it out to all children. And they had different ethnicities represented for the first time across the board, different personalities, different storylines. And they had a more realistic sense of society embedded in there. And if you look at it today, I'd say just based on that set I reviewed with the logging, right, the eco logging and the child protesting it in a news van covering up and trying to news shame the logger and just not chop down the tree. That's a very progressive line of toys.
Yeah.
I mean, the storyline there is highly progressive.
I just hate that it is more or less reserved for girls. And you can argue that all you want, but that's basically what it is, because we know that, the vast majority of kids that are buying Friends sets are going to girls.
Oh, I'm not arguing that fact at all.
Yeah.
I'm just saying
I'm not saying you, but like just anyone can argue that, and it's
Right.
like it's
No, it is. It's
vast majority. It's
I had
still
a-
it is
I had
it
a-
is what it is. It was specifically designed and marketed to bring in more girls to to bring girls to the toy, and like it's going to be very hard to deviate from that now. Like that was what it was intended to do, and so all that progressiveness and all the great things that are happening in the Friends line is still just like feels too
what, too successful for bringing girls into the hobby?
not too sick. I just would
I mean,
have
it worked. So I'd rather have it work.
I mentioned it worked. It's just I wish that they had gone about it a different way, because I feel like they could have ended up in the same place with a different approach, which would have been made where they could have made everyone feel more included. You know what I mean? It's
Yep.
Well,
Well,
because
I
there
think
will.
Lego's trying, but 200 or more years of gendered toys
Right?
takes a while to tease apart.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know,
Absolutely.
the gendered toys was a relatively new thing as of this past century, though. It didn't really used to be like that so much. Like, yeah,
Dolls
maybe
versus
girls.
guns.
Always.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, there might have been, dolls were for girls and guns were for boys, but beyond that, like all kids played with blocks, all kids played with trains. There just wasn't as much separation as there was in the last like half century. So they made it harder than, and I know they did the research, and I know what the research told them, but I feel Lego was uniquely placed in a position where they could have led this charge from the beginning. They didn't have to be like, oh, I see that girls are playing with fashion dolls, let's make a toy that resembles that. They didn't have to do that. It was the easiest thing to do, but they didn't have to do that. They could have made their whole Friends line and Elves line and everything else exactly as they were, just bringing in the colors and the themes and everything else just in the sets, and still used a minifig. I think they would have been just as successful.
I don't know. I look at it as they took a heck of a risk and really put themselves out there and invested $1 billion in a new product line. And you know what? It's succeeding. It's bringing more and more evenly distributed kids across all identities into this hobby. And I see it at the Lego conventions on public days. I'm starting to see more and more diversity and more girls who are interested in the mocks and the builds. And that's a great thing, because kids grow up and maybe they'll become the adults that we want to, be at these conventions.
So why do you think it is that they're not emulating the same thing in Friends in City? Like, why are there not the same themes and the same kind of storytelling going on in City?
Well, to bring it full circle, I do think the streams are starting to cross. I do think it's starting to occur in the color palette and the design, not the design aesthetics, the technical components of how they're constructed. So they're getting close on that.
But not really in the same.
I don't see the same level of, I mean, when you buy a City set, you don't get a figure with a complete history breakdown, likes, dislikes, an entire fleshed out, known, named individual. You just get construction worker number 4.
Why is that?
Well,
I think again,
we'll see. Once again, we'll see how it progresses, because that was their intent.
It goes back to kids. Girls do, when they're younger, more storytelling, and boys are more action.
What if? Okay, so help me out here. Like, if you're a girl that is not into Friends sets,
again, it's not every girl, it's not every boy, right?
Yeah, hypothetically, a girl that's not super into Friends sets and doesn't particularly like the mini doll and still wants to buy City sets, like, then I feel like there's a disservice there. Like, it still feels very separated to me. And why? Like, why does it have to be that way?
Well, you could build
I think
whatever
you
you
make a
want.
really valid point, but a lot of this, I think, is being driven by kids and what kids are gravitating to. I know when we were at Brick World Chicago, time and again, the kids who were pointing at our friend's castle with our friend's figures were the girls.
Yeah.
And so I think it's a balance. I think Lego is trying, but there's also a lot of social, stuff there that's driving these differences.
It's like the causation versus correlation, though. It's really hard to say, because the sets that were made to appeal to girls include the mini dolls, only have mini dolls, it's really hard to say if it is the mini dolls that the girls like. You know what I mean? Like it, or if it's just they like those sets and those sets happen to come with mini dolls, so that's what now they're accustomed to. It's like they don't even know if they have a preference.
Well, I think by way of a maybe clumsy transition here, I think the next set that we're going to talk about cuts across this and moves a lot more into not just friends versus city, but friends versus architecture.
Yeah.
Right. So that wasn't clumsy. That was actually a really good segue. A way to get us out of this entangled conversation.
And I think Moto and Holly, I think you both have really valid points.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's a lot you can say about like, yes, well, they like this, but do they like it because they were told to like it, or it's because they like it, whatever. Mm-hmm. But I think that ship has sailed at this point. Like it already happened. So I mean, we could discuss that from now until forever. But
true. It doesn't really matter.
The fact of the matter is, mini dolls exist. Mm-hmm. I support their existence, and I, like I really, really want to talk to the powers that be at Bricks Cascade, and I want to try to get a Friends/mini doll theme going. Like I don't.
You know what you need? You need a shirt that says "Mini dolls are people too."
Yes,
just wear it around.
Yes, it's true. I need that. And it should be lavender.
I can make that happen.
Colors on it.
Well, I can't wear that because I look terrible in lavender.
Well, the font will be in lavender.
Oh, that's
I think
I don't have the complexion for that.
A cool thing about being a lug is that Lego has people who specifically go to conventions and specifically pay attention to lugs, so that Lego is listening. And Lego is listening to conversations like the one we're having today.
Yep. All right.
So this set, which I'll just say in advance, completely blew me away.
Yeah, this is probably one of the best sets I've put together in a really long time. Like, so much thought went into this. And this is what here, let me get it. Okay, so we are talking about, of course.
Yes.
This, which is absolutely stunning.
The conservatory, right?
It's I was just blown away by this when I initially when we showed this when it first came out, or when they first announced it, everybody was just like, oh my god, everybody was freaking out. It's called this is the Botanical Garden. It's $79.99, and it's 1,072 pieces, which is a really good piece count for that money, I gotta say. Much better than a couple of the other ones. Mm-hmm. And there's just so much cool about this. So
the first thing for me about building it is it's sophisticated. There are sophisticated new build techniques that I haven't seen before. There's new parts.
There's just they've just done so much with it, and just like the silhouette of it is fantastic, right? That tree, and one of the things that I really enjoyed when I was building it that I pointed out to Richard and to Cara both was how throughout they have mixed large and small curves to create a very kind of like organic shape, like of this pond here. They mixed them together to create a really cool curve. And they also did I read the word first in the chat. Now I said it. They also did it with all of the flower beds, also have that same. And look, they're in coral.
Yeah. It's like they made it for us.
Well, they also added, and we've seen this in some other Friends sets, they added a science element to it, in that these plants all represent actual different kinds of plants, and you learn through the building of it what their official names are.
I really it's got a lot of ingenuity and thought went into like creating the plant pieces. Now, one of the the cool things with this too is that in the instruction book, there's actually pictures of each of the flowers and what it's supposed to be with its like Latin name, which is really cool.
Is this aimed at a slightly older audience of kids?
Yeah,
right?
this is I think this is 12 or 14 even. It is a little bit more complicated than your regular set. Now I want to show you this. It's funny. Wilfred says, "How did you find the building of the set?" I think it was tricky, sometimes a fragile build, but the parts were awesome and the pond is amazing. The plants are superb. I think I would agree with all of those statements. It definitely was all of those things. There are a couple things that are a little fragile, but not terrible. But I do want to point out one of my very favorite things from this build, and it's the first thing that you build. And that is this little duck pond that you can see. Now I'm gonna try to get in close up here.
Can I hold this? You got a lot of irons in the fire there.
I got it. There we go. So check out that little pond. Well, first of all, it's got brown ducks, which are amazing. And if I can tilt this over without everything falling out,
there's koi.
Can you see the koi in the pond?
Oh yeah.
Below the surface.
So those are actually below the surface of the pond. That is on the ground level on a jumper plate. And then it has a blue window sitting on top of it. So there's actually distance between the top of the water and the fish.
That is cool.
So
Yeah. So there's two of those in there, plus a frog. You can see the frog down there sitting on the very bottom, a lime-colored frog. And of course, those artist palettes as lily pads again.
And you see that difference in the small curves versus the large curves.
And I loved building that pond. It was super satisfying. And when I got to the part with the fish under the water and the frog, I was like, you've got to be kidding. And I love that it's the first thing that you put together. I think it makes it really it gets you excited about the build because it's such a great little, it's just like such a great little clever thing. So
yeah, Lego's really good about that. They do start off with a bang in most of their sets these days.
Well, we were talking about the storytelling in building, which I had never really thought about until I heard Justin talking about the Hogwarts castle and how it was built as if you were a student coming to Hogwarts for the first time. So you start off with the boat dock, then you build, the next place that you go, and then the next place and the next place. And I feel like this was kind of the same way. So you build the outside, you build the pond first, then you start to build the inside, and you actually build the path. Like you build one area, then you build the center section, then you build the next area. So it's really almost you're building it as you would walk through it in,
nice.
It was really
well,
cool.
there have been so many sets where you would build all of the ground level things and you just build it brick by brick from the ground up, and they're really making it more in sections now.
Oh, and there's that fragile we talked about. I'm just like knocking everything over, including the
oh, here, let me get this.
Okay, can I just say that bucket handles are the worst, and I love them for what they can do for a build, but man, they're super hard to get on a bucket.
They're the worst.
Yep.
Or
they're super hard to stay on a bucket.
Yeah.
Yes.
I noticed you didn't put the stickers on yet.
I have not put the stickers on yet. We did the stickers on the kitchen. I haven't done that. Well, we were in the woods, and I didn't want to get dirt caught underneath of them or like whatever. But so a couple of things I want to point out, or actually quite a few things I want to point out. Let's move this.
That might have been more authentic if it had dirt.
It's true. So I'm gonna put us back on the big screen here. All right. So first of all, I love this wrought iron bench with the snakes.
Yeah.
Those I believe are a Ninjago piece.
Mm-hmm.
So cool. This little pink plant is really beautiful.
With the frogs.
I don't know if you can see that, but that is a magenta frog on the magenta leaves. All right. This plant, that is like a bonsai made from the fir stole.
Yep.
Right.
So cool.
We saw that used as a bird's nest in the bookshop.
What is that element?
It's like a fir stole
Like a wrap?
Like, you know, like Craven has that big fur stole thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's on like the Batman penguin. Like
It's also on the-
and it's also, of course, on my very favorite
Snape and Drag.
Snape and Drag.
Mhm.
But yeah. So here is a little collection of plants that are just fantastic.
I love the bird of paradise with the mohawk.
Yeah, the bird of paradise with the mohawk is great. Right. We've got the pitcher plants made from the green saxophones.
So good.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just NPU all over the place.
The what? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. And then you've got an orchid there, the yellow with the heart shape.
And that stinky plant.
And the stinky plant.
With a mop.
What's that called? The death plant?
Death plant. Mm-hmm. Corpse flower. Corpse flower.
Corpse flower. That's right. And then I love that one. The red with the yellow.
Oh, yeah.
So that is
Epaulets?
Those are epaulets.
Oh, wow.
Those are spiky epaulets crisscross on top of each other with a flower stuck in the middle.
Ever.
Yeah.
Really, really cool.
Well, I guess it is a post-apocalyptic corpse flower, so.
Yeah. And then we have some other little flowers in here. And I love, this is another thing I love, is the waterfall is actually over top of the window.
Yes.
So you're looking through, technically looking through the waterfall.
I want that garden in my life.
It's the back of water.
It reminds me a lot of the Conservatory of Flowers in San Francisco.
Yeah, it is very much like inspired by places, very Victorian. But I am, and I also love to the little, so you can see the little signs. They don't have the stickers on yet, but they're using the minifigure posing stand as the sign arm, so that the sign is slightly at an angle. There we go.
So good.
And these big, giant, translucent hinged pieces.
Yeah, the big quarter domes are really, really cool. I would say that this is going to be like, even if people don't like Friends, this is a piece. This is a set people are going to buy.
Yeah, I saw somebody say earlier this would be their first Friends set purchase.
Yeah, it reminds me of, remember in the 1800s, the World's Expositions, the World's Fair?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
It reminds me of one of those structures, kind of.
Yes, it's very Victorian, very like I am. Cara, can you see if you can get up a picture of the Conservatory of Flowers?
Absolutely.
So so some really cool elements. We've got these. Now I know these came from the Encanto, but these are printed butterfly pieces.
That's cool.
And there's a couple different kinds. And I love that they are on, if you see them here. Sorry, let me. Yeah,
there it is.
So they're mounted here at the top. And they spin around. So they're like, flying, which is really, really cool. Love that.
So when do these elements show up on the bricks and pieces type?
Wow.
Yeah, that's going to be, I have a feeling there's going to be a lot of people. Yeah, and I think that the top of the corpse flower is like a broom, but I think it's the one that came with the Mickey minifig, the collectible minifig with the Sorcerer's Apprentice.
Mm-hmm.
Came with a little broom. Yeah, I think that this is definitely 100% one of the best sets I've built across any theme in a really long time.
Wow.
It feels like an architecture set, right?
It does. It feels very much like an architecture set. And I actually at Chicago, somebody had already mocked up the entire, like if the whole thing was a full building, somebody had taken two of them and
Yep.
Man, they sure knew what they were doing. They're like, yeah, it's for play. It was like, no, it's so you can sell people two sets instead of one.
That's not such a bad thing.
It's not that. I mean, because at least then you have the option, right? Like it's you know.
Well, I mean, for me, I know people complain all the time about the the sets
Star
not
Wars?
having like buildings not having backs and stuff. Like it's because you're supposed to play with it. Like, have you never had a dollhouse? But I do think I can see with this particular building the appeal of wanting to have the whole entire thing. Like, it would have been cool if they would have made it so that it could hinge open diagonally or something, that you could get both sides. But yeah, so somebody mentioned like great pieces that came with this. We've got the brown ducks, which are adorable, 2 koi tiles. We've got the lime green frog, which I haven't seen very often. And we've got those great printed butterflies. We have a white bird here at the very on top of this fountain. There's like a little fountain.
It's a nice touch.
And let's see what else. Oh, the 3-leaf plant in white, which is kind of nice. Oh,
And look at Johnny Cat's
Keep hitting the wrong button. Sorry.
statement.
Oh, so Johnny says the San Francisco Conservatory of Flowers has a corpse flower that bloomed a few days ago. The big stamen just flopped over yesterday. See, I think this is supposed to be that.
You should go. You should go and visit with the set and compare them.
I was considering it actually. I
If
was
you could
gonna
get it
go
through the door.
there and like take a picture with it in front of the building.
So I'm trying to share my screen.
Oh, okay. Yep, I got it.
So this is the
Yeah.
the main entrance.
So that's the Conservatory of Flowers in San Francisco, and yeah, it is very much this.
Yep.
It's very much this.
And I also have a full frontal picture.
Excuse me?
What?
Yep. Let me get that one up here.
Save that one, maybe.
I believe you mean an elevation.
An
photograph.
elevation view.
Oh, great! That's a great photo.
Yeah, not
Oh,
the
yeah.
greatest photo. It's a little grainy, but it's the quickest one I could find. So
Can you enlarge it a little bit?
yeah, it's grainy. But
Yeah. So yeah, you can see kind of like the full thing there. It's beautiful.
it's one of
Really.
I gotta say it's probably my favorite place in the Bay Area.
It's pretty cool.
Kara, enhance.
Enhance,
image.
Yeah, I
Exactly.
know, right? Yeah,
I wanted to read their license plate on that car over there in the distance. Enhance.
You know, there's AI for that now.
No,
Yes.
no.
But it won't be the
let's not-
right. It won't be the right license plate number, but it'll be
Let's
a
fall
license
down. Let's
plate
not
number.
fall down that
Exactly.
hill. No, it'll
We
have
might come up for
25
you.
letters on it and 16 fingers. All right, so that pretty much wraps it up for the reviews of the sets for today. But so real quickly, I just kind of want to go back over the ones we did. So we had we did the Botanical Garden, which is my favorite of the whole line, and I think a lot of people's favorite. And I would say a better value for parts than the other one that we did, which was the community kitchen, which was also fantastic, and of course will fit on the bottom floor of the community building, which we're going to be building and we'll have for you for next time. And we enjoyed both of those builds a lot. I would say for me, the conservatory was probably my favorite of the two. But I did enjoy. There were elements of the lavender one, of course, that I really the kitchen I enjoyed a lot. And
Car did the bus.
Kari did the bus.
The bus. It's a cute little build. It's fun. It's got some playable. This is the best part. The directory.
Oh, like the destination
The
thing.
destination. But yeah, also the wheelchair ramp is a very satisfying brick built feature. And the bus stop is cool. So,
Nice.
I think it's cute. It's got some playability. There are some cute parts, and it does come with that bubblegum tile.
That's right, the bubblegum tile, the reason to purchase, and a senior citizen.
And a senior citizen.
Yes, very good. And then Moto did the news van.
Oh no, Mr. Egg! Oh no!
With our socially conscious child who's protesting cutting down trees. I think that's really amazing. I still am kind of blown away by that, I gotta say.
and that amazing
Really cool.
live streaming. So I imagine that this is what the Tricky Bricks infrastructure looks like. This is what Flynn's dealing with right now.
You've been here, you know what it's like.
Yeah.
I think that's really the sleeper set of the whole line.
I don't know. The next one I'm going to review is absolutely mind blowing. So it might be a good contest with this one. But yeah,
you know what, Moto? I've actually been I'm excited for next week because I've really been anxious to hear your take on this set. Like I only saw it, I saw the box. So just so you know, what's coming up next week, and who knows, we may even have to make this 3 episodes. But this is the amusement park. Like the beachfront.
Yeah.
Sorry, I put you on the big screen there. The amusement park, which has play functions, and it's motorized.
Oh, it's so good.
I was like, okay, this one needs to be a Moto because I want to get his take on the mechanics. And
It's Moto Rise.
yeah, it's Moto Rise. And we're going to be looking at the community center that we're going to build on top of the restaurant. And Cara, I believe you have, what's your other one?
I have the boat. It is, what is it called? Anyway, it's a boat. It's very fun.
It's the boat.
And Holly, too.
And Holly is going to be sharing with us a sports center. And,
Okay.
and a horse, what is it? The horse, the horse one as well.
Oh, the horse is pretty.
The horse one is cool.
I love that you gave me the sports one. You're like, she watches hockey.
She's sporty. Of all of us, I think you were the one most qualified to do the sports center.
I think so.
It's actually really cool. I'm gonna grab it real
No,
quick.
I've seen it. It's great.
The Sports
Yeah.
Ball Center.
Yeah.
It's very nice. There's a lot of play features. It's just
Always cheer for your local sports team.
sports. I don't.
Go sports team.
Well, what's cool about this is it's got a ton of that neon yellow.
Yep.
So there's a bunch of those neon yellow pieces. A lot of coral. They're going hard with the colors here.
Yeah.
Coral, dark azure, and lime green. And neon yellow and white. So
You're gonna have to wear sunglasses, Holly.
I gotta say, I love this little detail up here with the little the bouncy ball with the wiggly movement line. It's really cool.
I think
Yeah,
that's
they're doing fun stuff with signage.
there's a beach ball and a soccer ball.
got it.
Yeah, so that's one of them. And
It's a game. Soccer.
Oh wait, there's more.
But wait, there's more. If you subscribe today to this live stream,
For only $9.99. No.
we also, there were so many that we couldn't possibly do them all. We're actually going to be giving away some of the smaller sets as well. We have over here. There's like a pancake place and a couple of other things. Really cool. But I would say all in all, overall, I was super impressed when I was opening the box and pulling the different sets out and looking at them. I was just like, wow, they have really just gone up a whole other level.
Which is saying a lot because they've always been on point.
Yeah, I will say the play functions are really cool, and again, I'm really excited to see the one that Moto did with the motors. It looks amazing, and I think if I'm not mistaken,
it can be motorized. There's no electric motor, but it does have.
Sorry, I meant geared. It's
it's geared.
I was gonna be surprised if it was actually came with a motor.
If it had a motor.
No, it didn't have a motor. However,
they're merging Friends and Technic. That's the latest rumor now from the live stream.
Why
what
not?
I was trying to get at was that there were there's more than one movement function that I believe all goes from the same gearing system. But we will talk about that next week. Maybe
It's a new thing. Frecknick.
Oh, jeez. All right. Well, it's time for minifigs before we go. So I think I've got
That's a good one.
I can't remember if somebody showed this one already, though.
I don't think so.
Okay, well, we'll see. All right. Cara.
Cara looks like she's ready.
I'm always ready. All right, I'm going to show my favorite minifig of today, which you've already seen, but I found out what his name is. His name is Stanley. And he does
yes.
kind of look like Stanley a little bit.
Yes.
His shirt is pinstriped, and he's got these dark red trousers. And now I think I'm going to have to make a whole Stanley vignette.
Oh, I love Stanley's got that.
Maybe
that
he'll
vintage-
show up in every mock I do from now on because cameos.
Well, I think Richard, you have a new mini doll, mini doll sig fig now. Stanley is kind of working for you. You just need those big glasses.
Big bushy eyebrows.
Now, is his shirt just tucked in, or does he have a little teeny tummy there too? I think Stanley has a tummy.
It's kind
Yes,
of
his shirt's like tucked into his pants with a little crease.
Yep.
Yeah. And because it's friends, a mini doll scale, it's a high waist tuck.
Oh my goodness. Yes. He's got the Fred Mertz thing going on. All right. Moto. Oh, Salacious Crumb.
Come on. Clicky.
That's crazy.
There we go.
There we go.
Hey, Delicious Foods. How's it going? And then, that's a pretty sweet fig, I gotta say.
Yeah, that came in a bulk lot of all things. But yeah, there's the
I think of all of the Star Wars characters, he's the most Muppety of all of them. Like, just
absolutely.
like when you
Oh,
look
yeah.
at him, you're
Very
like, oh, Jim Henson.
You
Yeah.
could be on the Muppet Show.
Very good. Holly.
All right. I don't know. Let's go with a classic female robot.
Love her so much.
Very good.
Yeah.
No, I can't remember if
Sort
somebody.
of a proto fembot.
Yeah. She's always on my desk.
Very cool. All right.
Good one.
Okay, so we have got now, and I apologize if somebody already showed this one the other week, but I'm just excited. So
A wizard.
Cool.
So that's from the CMF wall at the store right now, right?
Yep. And he's got
And possibly
That's
the
cool.
greatest of all time, the goat, if you will. That's not a goat. The Unicorn Warrior.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
This thing, I gotta tell you, it was hard for me not to just buy like 3 packets of these, like, and just have 9
have
of
a
them
unicorn army.
for my unicorn army to fight against my Disney princess army. But yeah, this is probably the best fig on the wall right now.
Pretty
Mhm.
stylish hairdo.
Yeah, we're not on the wall, but in the Build a Minifig. So yeah, and comes with 2 props, shield and sword. Pretty cool. And I love her like Wonder Woman like hair flip in the back is pretty amazing. But yeah, so fun times. Thank you everybody so much for joining us today. We will be back next week with some more Friends fun. Hope you enjoyed what we had to show you today. I think we've all had pretty positive reactions to the ones that we built. I think that was pretty good.
Hi, Delicious Foods.
So there was something else I was going to say. Oh, just this is just kind of like a heads up. We are going to be doing some traveling in the next couple of months, and I know other people here are going to be doing. So probably the show schedule for the rest of the summer is going to be a little sort of spotty, a little like here and there. But we will. I don't think we'll ever go more than 1 week without having a show. But I just
think that's
know,
right.
like I'm going to Seattle to visit Amy and do some cosplay work with her, which I'm really excited
Ooh.
about. Working on some costumes with her. And then super exciting, we're going to Hawaii for my birthday.
Oh my god.
Oh wow.
Super excited about that. We have a friend with a house on Kauai. We're going to go stay for 10 days in Hawaii. Like super excited. So
Kayaking.
there will be some ins and outs over the next week.
We should bring our minifigs.
We should bring our
You
minifigs.
should.
And is it next week? Is it next week? Next Sunday? Yeah. So yeah, next Sunday is Well, it's actually the day before, but next Sunday will be our 13th wedding anniversary.
Oh,
Aw.
cool.
Or is it 14th? No, 13th.
Uh-oh.
We got married in 2010. Yes, 13th wedding anniversary next week. So there'll be a little like woo for that.
Yep, and even if we have a show or have a week where we're not having a show, remember about Tricky Lug. Super fun meetings at Tricky Lug, and with build challenges. Car, what's the new build challenge?
The build challenge for this month is build something with wings. So is that a bird? Is it an airplane? Is it a plate of chicken wings? We don't know.
Is it just is it just a minifig with a Red Bull can? We don't know.
It could be something with wings. So that is open for your interpretation. The meeting is on Saturday, August 5th. So that's
We'll still be in
just
town.
about 27 days from now. So yeah, build something with wings. And if you need an invite, trickylug@gmail.com.
Yeah, and I was gonna say if you're somebody who's been here for a while and you're like missing the build challenges and the stuff that we used to do like when we were here all the time, that's a great Tricky Lug is a great way to kind of get that back to that if that's something that you're excited about. Paul McCartney and Wings, Debo, yes,
Absolutely.
that one totally counts. And so yeah, looking forward to getting y'all over to some Tricky Lug meetings. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. So
Oh, I want to give a shout out to our friend Johnny Cat, who's in the chat, who is actually our amazing, brilliant wedding planner, and has been a friend of ours for many, many years.
Yes, and he was there for both of our weddings.
Mm-hmm.
The illegal one and the legal one. So yeah, because that's a thing, by the way. Anyway, so all right, everybody, thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you next week. And until next time, don't forget to stay safe, stay healthy, wash your hands, wear your mask when and where you still need to. And we will see you next Sunday.
What with sparkles?
Bye, everybody. Sparkles, coral sparkles. More coral sparkles.
Sparkle.
You know, if I really cared,
You can fix that.
I would change that.
It's
And I do
legacy
care.
at this point.
I just
like
forget.
it. I like it. It's a bit of history.